Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about what a bullet journal is, and then also we're going to be looking at my bullet journal. So first, what is a bullet journal? Basically, the greatest thing about a bullet journal is that it can be whatever you want it to be. It can be a journal in the old-fashioned Dear Diary sense. It can be a planner. It can be a sketchbook. I'm not artistic, so mine is not, but it can be. It's so great. The bullet journal can start in any random lined notebook. I use a Walmart sketchbook for mine. And that's the greatest thing about it, is that you can create these organic pages to be whatever you need it to be. Basically, the bullet journal has three distinct marks in it, or distinct separate things. You have the index, which is the beginning, the page where you kind of catalog what all you have in your book. And then you have your log pages, which is a future log, and then any variation of monthly, weekly, and daily logs. July is the first month that I've actually done a monthly log. I was just doing weeklies and dailies before. I tried out something new this month, and I'm really liking it. But some people don't do the weeklies, some people don't do dailies. It's totally up to you, and it's totally what you need, which is great. I love it. And then if you take off a week and you're on vacation, or you just didn't pick your bullet journal up because you were too busy, that's okay. You just flip to the next page, and there's no like empty random calendar pages that make you feel guilty. And then the last part is the collections, which is basically anything that you want to compile and that you want to keep track of. So people keep track of podcasts they're listening to, TV shows they're watching, books they want to read, a weight loss tracker, financial credit card trackers, whatever you need and whatever you want in this book, you can put it in there because it's a blank book. It's, again, whatever you need. So that being said, we're going to look at what I have in my journal. We're going to look at June, since we're in July now, so June is pretty much finished up, and then I'll kind of show you what I've got going on for July. So here we go. Okay, so I thought I would just show you what I'm doing in my bullet journal right now. I'm going to show you what I did for June, and then a couple of things that I changed for July. So the first thing you kind of see is that I have an improvised index. When I started my bullet journal, I didn't have an index, didn't realize it was a thing, then realized how important it was. So I just kind of washi taped a index card and kind of improvised. So okay, moving on. I'm not going to show you May just because it was definitely experimental and I'm not happy with it. So this is my future log for the second half of the year. It's got birthdays, doctor's appointments, stuff kind of in the future that I wanted to jot down, but I haven't quite finished those pages yet. So that's pretty simple. This is my June page. These are my end of May social media numbers and my completely unrealistic June goal numbers. Realize that now. Did a running challenge. As you can see, I kind of forgot to fill in a couple of days. Oops. These are my June goals. I set them up at the beginning of the month, and then you'll see at the end of the month, I kind of reviewed them. So I have a couple of pages taped together. Those are financial. This is my mood tracker. I did change it up for July, but this kind of just gave me a little bit of a trend, kind of knowing how my days were going. I have a company car, so this is just business kind of mileage. This was a self-care tracker, but as you can see, I didn't quite finish it, didn't keep up with it, so kind of changed that up a little bit in July. Then we move on to dailies. My weekdays have one page for every day, and then the weekends are together. For my weekly pages, I changed it up every single week. I haven't quite figured out a weekly spread that really works for me. Something that you can see I track on a weekly basis versus a monthly basis, which is pretty popular, just because
the 30-31 days was kind of overwhelming all in one place, and this was just easier to come back to. I started doing meal planning on the weekly pages, but that quickly changed because it just wasn't being utilized, and I was scheduling my meals other places, so it seemed redundant. And then you'll see some more daily pages. See another little bit cleaner. I liked this one better than the first one, definitely. I added an on the horizon, just something that was not necessarily needed to be done this week, but just kind of something in the future. Then I did the weather tracker as well. I didn't keep doing that just because right now it's summer and it's basically all 95 to 100 degrees and sunny. So I didn't feel the need to track that every single day. I probably will go back to doing that in the fall. Again, just some more daily pages. I do feel the need to have 1 page a day. I keep it open to that day, and it's just it's easier for me. I break it down. This is the meal planning schedule that I was talking about. So I use Post-it notes for my schedules because that way I can change the day if I need to. And then I also have my shopping list that I bring to the store. I've actually gotten people asking me about my bullet journal while shopping, so that was kind of exciting. Again, another weekly spread that kind of changed again. I kept the running to-do list, the habit tracker. Those things stay the same kind of throughout. And then as you'll see, my daily schedule changed up just a little bit, and I actually separated it out based on my work, my home, and then my blog and my social media channels. I decided to try to do Saturday and Sunday together on 1 page, but not breaking it up per day, just because the weekend is kind of my chance to catch everything up. And it's not necessarily that it needs to be done on Saturday or Sunday, just that it's done by the end of the weekend. Another meal planning list, another weekly list, and then some more dailies. I started writing in cursive a lot. I'm trying to improve my handwriting, and so I tried to write in cursive. All right, so we get to the end of the month, and these are the goals. So if you went back to the beginning of the month and every goal, this was kind of like how I met it or what I'm still doing to work on it. And then I have a quote on there. You may not be able to see it. The tragedy of life doesn't lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in not having any goals to reach. All right, so then here we are in July. So as you can see, I have my mileage here again, just because it's easier for me to record it versus trying to do it on my app or anything like that. Kind of went with a patriotic theme because, it's July. All right, so here are my July goals, and I changed it up a little bit because I am doing the level 10 life, and so these are all based off of those and how to get to the level 10, and I'll do a separate video on how I did the level 10 life. This is just to track my Instagram followers. Super simple. This is how I changed up my mood tracker and my gratitude log. I did it's called 1 line a day. So I have still my little boxes for my moods, and then I write just kind of one thing that stood out to that day or that I did that day. In July, I started doing a monthly log, just kind of to be able to write out meetings, appointments, stuff that's going on maybe in a couple of weeks that I haven't quite finished that weekly spread for yet. Okay, here is a weekly spread for the first week of July. I kind of like this spread. This is kind of what I've been sticking with for a couple of weeks. I did add the currently waiting on for projects or packages that I am waiting on. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, and then some more dailies. I started doing a time tracker. I don't really like it just because I already have my schedule, so I just feel like it's redundant again. It was just something I tried out. I don't really like the way that it looks, and I think it was kind of redundant information. And these are the weeks that I just haven't quite created yet. We're gonna go to the end of the month. And this is my gratitude log, and I'm in love with this page. I found it on Pinterest. It's not my own design, but I did kind of copy it. And just kind of a one line of like something little that I'm really grateful for that happened that day, just to kind of see the positivity in the day. Even if it's a bad day, or I'm stressed or anything like that, I still kind of can find some positivity. This is my editorial calendar for my blog. Haven't filled it out yet. And then I'm in a couple of promotion sites on Facebook. So these are just the days that I can promote. And then I'm doing the Boho Berry Challenge on Instagram. So I'm kind of excited about doing that. And I think that is all for July. I'll go over the level 10 life in a separate video. And that is it. So thank you so much for joining me today, and we will see you next time. Thank you.